What's good, y'all? It's your host, Kios the Ronin Beatmaker, here with another episode of Ronin Review. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And on this episode, we'll be reviewing Twilight Warriors, Walled In. So before we get into it, let's take a peek at that trailer. As you can already tell, this film was on a whole nother level.
Hello.
Yo, that guy was crazy. Mullet, unreal. Crazy that this is based off a graphic novel. Oh,
而家呢度我哋係陀地，
oh, it definitely was an adrenaline rush.
今日就要你打橫行出去。
You will not be disappointed. First of all, I am going to give this film 5 stars. This was a wonderful film to end the year off, considering I have been waiting since September to watch this film. I couldn't find it anywhere, and then it just happened to be I was looking on Amazon, and lo and behold, Twilight Warriors appeared. This film, and I want to give a shout out before we even get into it. I want to give a shout out to the director, Soy Cheng. I want to give a shout out to the writing credits: Kin Yi Ao, Tai Li Chan, Li Jun, Kwa Sin Shum, and Yi Yu, who created the graphic novel. I also want to give a shout out to the stunt coordinator, Kenji Tanaigaki. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. Phenomenal work. The stunt coordinator did an incredible job. And you know what? I got to give a shout out to the cinematographer as well, Siu Kyung Chien. These 3 people did a phenomenal job putting together this entire film. And I don't want to downplay everyone else who helped create this incredible film, but I wanted to make sure I gave those people their due diligence because they did a phenomenal job creating this film. Absolutely wonderful. The action is top tier. Some of the best fight scenes I have seen for 2024. The story is gripping. It is great. The adrenaline just gets more intense as you watch it. The stakes get higher and higher. and the the groundedness of it, using, because I didn't realize this film was during the 1980s, during the um the refugee crisis that was going on at that time between China and Hong Kong. So I didn't realize that until I started watching the film, and I'm like, why do all these guys got mullets? And then it clicked. So I really like that they were able to really use a little bit of the political and social and class system that was issues that were going on at that time to really add a level of complexity to this film. And this film, it had some of the heavy hitters. I mean, we had, Louis Koo, Samu Kambu Hong, Richie Chen. Uh, we had heavy hitters. Some of the classics, classic actors and action actors from Hong Kong, action cinema. So that was one thing that I was really surprised on, especially Richie Jen. I was like, where has this guy been? I haven't seen him in a minute. So it was really cool that they got a lot of old school action stars to be in this film and kind of aid in the transition of these new young bloods, these new rising action stars that we had. Um, Shout out to Raymond Lam, who played Chan Lo Kwan, the main character. Um, Chun Him Lao, Tony Zun Tong Wu, who played 12th Master, German Cheong, who played AV, the medic. Chun Hyum Lao, he played Shen, who was second in command to Cyclone, Louis Koo. So this film really does a great job of character development. Every character, all the main cast, they get time to shine. They get their ability to really showcase their skill sets and their personalities. And the cinematography does a really good job of adding to this. Every shot was done really well. You can tell that, especially when it came to the choreography, they really took their time making sure every scene had a purpose and that the stakes were there. Um, when I finished this film last night, I could not help but think about how much I wish American cinema would take lessons from Asian action films and really make their own. Like, we're sitting on some incredible American, martial artists, Michael Jai White, Scott Adkins, to name two guys, but like we have Louis Tran as well. Um, oh man, the lead from Into the Badlands. Damn, I cannot believe I forgot his name. But another really talented American martial artist and actor. And I'm like, we could do films like these. But Hollywood doesn't want to do that. They don't want to take chances. And this film takes chances in all the right ways. Incredible set pieces, willing to take chances with the fight scenes, really unique and interesting ways. And the fact that everything was such close quarters, there weren't a lot of open spaces, so you felt claustrophobic in the fight scenes because there wasn't much room to move and run away, and behind every corner there could have been an enemy. It really is a fun film, and the story is, you're dealing with this, these gang turf wars. And I always really enjoyed that, especially in Asian cinema, because there's this like honor among thieves and these honor among the bosses, and the tension and the violence and the lack of control, and you see that really played out really well in the various um, triad bosses and how they interact with one another, and especially when you look at the older bosses who are now at a point where there's this transitioning from the old way into the new way, and they do a good job of really showcasing and pointing that out, how the new blood does not have the same level of like respect and politicking that the old breed does, and they do a really wonderful job of showcasing that in this film. I don't really want to do too many spoilers, and the reason why is because I want people to go in and watch this film, but it, it is just a really solid film, and they do a really good job, like I said, of like the main cast. They all get a moment to shine, and I'll tell you, AV, who is the doc, and he's the guy with the bandages on his face. The entire time you just think he's a softie who's addicted to porn, and then in the third act the boy comes out like a living boulder and just wrecks shop. Really, really great how they hold back on showing a lot of the power of some of the various characters. So I really recommend people to go see this film. The story is really compelling, and there's a really great moment with Richie Jen, who plays Dick Chow, and the his story is interesting because it's almost like, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes what you end up wishing for, you end up getting the same nightmare that got you into this place to begin with that one wish. And I really like how his character kind of goes into this full circle of a situation that's really, really interesting. Chan Luk Kwao, the main character, Raymond Lam, this dude is a brute. I've seen clips of another movie that he was in where he was just breaking backs like he was Bane. He did a phenomenal job of playing this main character, this man who doesn't have a home but does have a home, and it's really great how he goes from this very desperate, um, angry character to a very humble and kind yet vicious character. So I really, really enjoyed that. Samon Kam Bong Hung, who plays Mr. Big, you can tell he was having a lot of fun in this role. He really did a great job in it. His fight scenes were awesome. Louis Koo, who played Cyclone, who's the head of the walled city, the top boss of the walled city. Great. He played this cool barber who, at the same time, could break you with one punch. And his conflicting beliefs within the gang hierarchy is really good. I really enjoyed his story and how, um, I don't want to spoil anything, but even with certain events play out, his character still has a lot to tell. It's a lot to help. It's really beautiful what they do with his character. I really, really enjoyed it. Chun Him Lao, who played Shin, he was with a butterfly knife. I really enjoyed his character. Yo, the brutality, yo. There's some brutal fight. I would say that at maybe 6 to 8 times, I screamed, "Oh fuck," or "God damn," or "Oh my sweet baby Jesus." The third act, I was standing up. I was a nervous wreck because they kept on adding the stakes in the third act. The third act had a third act within it. Oh my god, it was incredible. Um, Philip Nung, who played King, who ends up being like the main villain in the third act, crazy. The dude was a psychopath, like a grade A psychopath. We don't get psychopath characters like that anymore in films. Really, really good. The whole film was really phenomenal. And I just recommend people, if you want to end the year off with a banger, Twilight Warriors, Walden is your banger. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ronin Review. If you've made it this far, please make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. And until next time, stay positive, stay focused, stay true, and much love.